So it is said that good reading strategies include steps for you to take before, during, and after reading. There's things you do to prepare to read and understand what you're reading. There's things you can do to help you better manage the stuff you're reading, and then when you're done, there are things you can do to help reinforce and remember them. Our strategy this week is surveying. Couldn't be easier, and I'm sure you already do it. Picture a newspaper. When you pick up a newspaper, if you're like most people, you probably don't just start reading it in the upper left-hand corner and read all the way through the whole paper. You're looking at the headings. You're looking at the pictures. Maybe there are graphs. Maybe there's special words in bold. I don't know. There's all kinds of different features, not just in a newspaper, but in your college textbooks too, that attract your attention, that are meant to give you an idea of where the information is going before you dig in and start reading. This is called surveying. Now, a good survey for even a lengthy textbook might take, I don't know, if I'm just getting my textbook, I might spend a whole minute surveying it. But usually surveys are like 30 seconds or something like that. It's really just a matter of flipping through the chapter in most cases, looking for the various text features. Like the pictures. They say a picture says 1,000 words. Well, then look at the pictures. Save yourself a lot of time. Special fonts, anything in bold or italicized. These are things that the author or the publisher has done to draw your attention to these words. And so they think it's really important. And because you're reading it for your college class, well, then chances are it's part of what you're supposed to learn from this chapter. So paying attention to all the different text features, pictures, special fonts. Maybe at the beginning of the chapter, they have chapter objectives where they tell you, here's what we want you to learn from this chapter. And that's gold, right? It tells you exactly what you need to get out of the chapter. The headings, where they break up information, they tell you this is what this section is about. The table of contents, so you get a feel for what kind of information you'll be presented with. Maybe you flip to the end of the chapter and take a look at the chapter summary. Chapter might be 30 pages long, but the summary might only be half a page or a page. So you take a minute to read through that and you get the big picture, okay? You're not going to get all the details you need in a summary. In a survey. A survey is not a substitute for actually doing the work, right? But it does prepare your mind for when you dig in, for being able to understand, encode, and retrieve it. The things that are most important in learning. Maybe there are questions at the end of the chapter. Not all textbooks have all these features, but maybe there's questions there that the authors put in, like quiz questions where you can test yourself. Well, if you read those ahead of time and then you're digging into the chapter, when you come across some of those ideas, a flag goes off. Hey, I remember this. This was one of those questions. So, why do we survey? To get a feel for the big picture, not as a substitute for reading. You're not going to be able to thumb through the chapter and learn everything you needed to know. At best, you'll know which topics you're supposed to know about. But if you don't do the reading, then all you're going to say is, gee, here are the 5 things I was supposed to learn in this chapter, but never did. So to get a feel for the big picture, just what kind of information is there, activate your prior knowledge, get those neural networks activated. The more brain you have kind of lighting up when you're reading something, the more brain power you bring to the task, and the easier it is to understand and remember what it is you've done. So it's really just a quick skim through. It's not going to take you a long time. If you're dealing with a textbook chapter that's, say, 30 pages, I mean, of course, they're all different, but you're probably going to be able to thumb through it after you've looked at the various headings in the table of contents. Maybe you've looked at the end at the summary, skimmed through looking for some important vocab. If you looked at what the objectives are, I don't know, that might take you a minute or so, but it's really just a matter of switching from what you were doing a minute ago, like washing the dishes. Now you're sitting down to read, and you are changing your brain, right? Saying, I'm done with the dishwashing part of my brain. Now I need to activate all my prior knowledge about whatever the topic is you're reading, biology or something like that. So, as always, it's important to keep in mind the kind of information that is important in any given class. But a lot of that information I think you'll get from skimming through and surveying the chapter ahead of time. It is true, not all of our assignments in here are specifically college textbooks, although they're all college level texts. So the surveying can be a little bit different in different cases, but the main thing is, it's not that you got to go through this list one step at a time. It's just to get in there ahead of time and prepare yourself for what you're about to read.